Good evening, everyone. We're going to go ahead and get started. If you please take your seats. I'd like to welcome you all again. If you weren't here, this is the regular board meeting for the Lancaster ISD Board of Trustees. Today's date is Thursday, December the 18th. The time is 6:02 p.m. This meeting has been posted in accordance with the Texas Open Meeting Act. It's being held at the Lancaster ISD Administration Board Auditorium at 422 South Center Avenue, Lancaster, Texas, 75146. I will now call roll. Ms. Cortez? Present. Ms. Morris? Present. Mr. Clues? And Mr. Jones was virtually. Is he still on? I don't see him. Okay. Let me make sure. Not below. Mr. Jones? I don't think he can hear us. Okay. At this time, we know that Mr. Jones is present, Mr. Smith is absent, and Ms. Nichols is absent. At this time, we'll go ahead and get started. The board will go into closed session as authorized by the Texas Open Meetings Act, Texas Government Code, Chapter 551.071, legal advice with school attorney, 551.072, deliberation regarding real property, 551.074 personnel matters, and 551.076 deliberation regarding security devices or security audits. 3.1 discussion of personnel updates and employment and termination of administrative and instructional personnel. 3.2 VCR now update. 3.3 consult with the district attorneys on any subject matter or matters authorized by law, including any matter listed on this meeting notice/agenda pending or contemplated litigation and proposed settlements, Texas Government Code 551.071. 3.4 discussions concerning the roles and responsibilities and ethical provisions governing public officer conduct, Texas Government Code 551.074. 3.5 consider the report from counsel for all pending legal matters. And 3.6 review of the LSG quarterly tracker and next steps. And we will make a adjustment to this agenda. 3.7 will be pulled, and we will pick that back up at the next work session, which is to conduct the superintendent's evaluation. At this time, it's 6:04. The board will go into closed session. Okay, thank you so much. Okay, if everyone would please take their seats, we're going to get started.
Recording in progress.
I'd like to say good evening and welcome to everyone. The board will return from closed session. The time is 7:00 p.m. This time we'll continue with our agenda. Dr. Pereira. Okay, we'll start with opening ceremonies.
Thank you, Madam President. I'm going to call forward Ms. Simpson to share that information with our board and our community. Ms. Simpson, the floor is yours whenever you are ready.
Good evening, Board President, Board of Trustees, and Dr. Pereira. This evening we are going to welcome up our West Main Elementary Scholars, and you'll see these young ladies. They are the Girl Scouts. Their troop is at West Main Elementary, so we're going to welcome them up. And notice their vests when they come in, they have their badges, which means they've been doing community service and several different things throughout the community. So we're going to clap them up as they come in.
Right. Thank you, ladies. Y'all did a great job. All righty. That's the way to open up. They did a great job. Okay. This time we'll move on. Dr. Pereira, do we have any citizens' communications?
Madam President, thank you. Not to my knowledge.
Okay. Thank you. At this time, we'll move on to recognitions and commendations. Dr. Pereira.
Thank you again, President Hamilton. I'm going to call forward again Ms. Kimberly Simpson to share that information with our board and our community. Ms. Simpson, the floor is yours whenever you are ready.
Thank you, Board President, Board of Trustees, and Dr. Pereira. It is with deep sadness that we announce the passing of our colleague, Ms. Desiree Lewis, who passed away on December 10th, 2025. Ms. Lewis first joined Lancaster ISD in 2014 as a substitute teacher, later transitioned to a full-time role in the special education department in 2022. During her time in the district, she served as an aide, receptionist, administrative assistant, and most recently, the transportation administrative assistant. She was known for her sharp sense of humor, her honesty, her strong work ethic, and her love for Lancaster ISD. Ms. Lewis will deeply be missed by her colleagues and the entire Lancaster ISD family. We extend our heartfelt condolences to her family, friends, and all who were impacted by her life. At this time, I am going to ask everyone to join me in a moment of silence in memory of Ms. Desiree Lewis. Thank you. And board, at this time, I will begin our board acknowledgements. It has been a very busy month in Lancaster ISD. We recently celebrated 5 exceptional student athletes as they officially committed to the next chapter of their academic and athletic journeys. Lily Perot went to Vanderbilt. She signed with Vanderbilt University. Milan Lathan, Texas Tech University. Sanaya Millner, University of Texas at Austin. Isaiah Lee, football, Vanderbilt University. And Kenneth Youngblood signed with Weber State University. These Tigers embody hard work, determination, and the true spirit of Weibo Nation. We couldn't be more proud of their achievements, and we look forward to seeing the highlights about them doing wonderful as student athletes in college. And Lancaster ISD is partnered with the Concilio once again to bring education advancement to parents in the district. We are happy to report that 20 Lancaster ISD parents have graduated from the Concilio Parents as Leaders program. The Lancaster ISD Emergent Bilingual Department celebrated the completion of the program with the graduation ceremony on Monday, December 8th. And on December 8th, Board Secretary Carolyn Ann Morris hosted a successful town hall meeting for District 6, providing our community members with important updates about Lancaster ISD. Parents and attendees had the opportunity to hear directly from Dr. Pereira and the executive leadership team. The next town hall is scheduled for District 3, Ms. Janae Cortez, on February 12th. And the Lancaster ISD Parent Resource Fair, hosted by the Student Services Department, brought families together for a morning of support, learning, and community connection. Parents explored STEM activities, enrolled in the Dollars for College program, and picked up free food, clothing, and uniforms thanks to our generous partners. We are always grateful to everyone who showed up and to the organizations who helped make this event meaningful for our families. And our collaboration with the City of Lancaster continues. Earlier this month, we held a joint meeting with the City Council and Board of Trustees. And on December 13th, the city hosted its 70th annual Christmas Parade and Festival. Lancaster ISD students and organizations proudly participated in the Polar Express themed event, and we thank the City of Lancaster for hosting our Board of Trustees and community leaders. And December has been extremely filled with different events, which means the district and Lancaster community have been treated to wonderful holiday performances from our Fine Arts Department. You can see many of the performances that have been held over the past few weeks. Thank you to our Fine Arts Department for always spreading holiday cheer during this time of year. And at the conclusion of our board acknowledgements, you'll hear from some of our piano students as well. And not that I have to remind anyone about our upcoming winter break, but I am. As we prepare for winter break, Lancaster ISD will have an early release day this Friday, December 19th. Please review the early dismissal times on the graphic and on the screen for particular campuses, because we do have staggered release times. And Lancaster ISD campuses and offices will be closed from December 23rd through January 3rd for winter break. Please take the time to rest and recharge and spend time with friends, family, and loved ones. Monday, January 5th and Tuesday, January 6th will be for professional development days for all staff members and student holidays, and we will welcome our students back to school on Wednesday, December 7th. January, December 7th, 2026. Thank you. And And board, at this time, could you please join me on the floor for a special recognition? And so when we return in January of 2026, it will be School Board Recognition Month. This year's theme is Our Future is Public, and we look forward to celebrating our Board of Trustees throughout the month of January. And with that said, Board, at this time, could you please join me in welcoming our City of Lancaster Mayor, Clyde Hairston, so he can officially proclaim January as School Board Recognition Month in Lancaster, Texas. Welcome, Mayor Hairston.
I want y'all to know that it's official because I have my pen, roar pen on, and so I want you to know I come in here roaring. Oh, I got to make the sound? What sound, how does it sound? Roar, roar. Is that it? All right. But it's a joy to be here, and I want to wish you a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. May it be a prosperous one for our system. Whereas the mission of public school is to meet the educational needs of all children and to empower them to become competent, productive contributors to a democratic society in an ever-changing world. And whereas local school board members are elected by their community members to do what's best for students, and whereas local school board members work closely with parents, educational professionals, and other community members to create the educational vision we want for our students. And whereas local school board members are responsible for ensuring the structure that provides a solid foundation for our school system. And whereas local school board members are strong advocate for public education and are responsible for communicating the needs of the school district to the public and the public's expectation to the district. Now, therefore, I, Clyde C. Hairston, Mayor of the City of Lancaster, do hereby declare my appreciation to the members of the Lancaster Independent School Board trustee and proclaim January 26th as School Board Recognition Month. In the City of Lancaster, I urge all citizens to join me in recognizing the dedication and hard work of local school board members and in working with them to mold an education system that meet the needs of both today's and tomorrow's children. In witness whereof, I have hereby affixed my signature and seal of the City of Lancaster, Texas, this 18th day of December 2025, Clyde C. Hairston, Mayor of the City of Lancaster.
Thank you so much, Mayor Hairston, for joining us this evening. We definitely appreciate it.
Superintendent, I think you like to tell me what to do.
All right, board, you're going to stay on the floor because we have a few more special announcements. First, we want to recognize our board members celebrating birthdays in the month of December. Trustee Clue is December 1st, Trustee Janae Cortez, December 8th, and Secretary Carolyn Morris, December 15th. So join me, everyone, in saying happy birthday, trustees. 1, 2, 3. Happy birthday, trustees. All right. At this time, I am going to welcome up Mr. Robert Matthews and Ms. Faith Malika and Latasha Murray. Please join us. Don't be shy. Come on in the middle. It's all about you. So tonight, we are proud to recognize Robert Matthews, a science teacher at Lancaster High School who has been named the TI Educate Texas 2025 STEM Teacher of the Year. This statewide honor recognizes educators who bring strong hands-on STEM learning into the classroom. Mr. Matthews' award-winning proposal gives students the chance to see and experience physics in real life. His project allows students to work directly with modern science concepts, helping students learn better every day. As part of this recognition, Mr. Matthews receives $5,000 for himself and an additional $5,000 for Lancaster High Schools to support STEM projects. Congratulations, Mr. Matthews. Let's clap it up for him. All right, the celebration is going to continue. Let's call up our finance team. All right, I'm proud to share that Lancaster ISD earned an A rating for superior achievement through the Texas Education Agency's first financial academy. So let me brag about the finance team really quickly. All right, so the district received an overall score of 92, reflecting strong fiscal management, transparency, and compliance across all required indicators. This rating affirms our commitment to responsible stewardship of taxpayer dollars in support of student success. Congratulations, finance team. And Lancaster ISD was on full display in Chicago during the International National Alliance of Black School Educators Conference. Dr. Pereira, along with executive leadership team members Dr. Marcus Jackson and myself, presented a session and shared the work and intentional strategies behind Lancaster ISD's historic achievement of a 100% graduation rate for 4 consecutive years. Additionally, Stephanie Mathis from the Special Education Department also presented on Saturday about autism and our special practices in Lancaster ISD. Board Trustee Ty Jones also served as the Governance Commission Chair for the conference and led sessions on board governance during the conference. Board President Hamilton, Board Secretary Morris, and Trustee Smith were also in attendance. But that's not it. We are proud to announce that our superintendent Dr. Pereira came home with the prestigious honor of the National Alliance of Black School Educators Josephine E. Hill Superintendent of the Year Award. Yeah. It was a pleasure to be able to watch Dr. Pereira be honored on the national level, and kudos to the team. As she always states, She always does that, but it's an honor to work with you, Dr. Pereira, and I'm super proud of you. All right, and because of generous donations from our community earlier this week, we were able to surprise pre-K3, pre-K4, and kindergartens, every one of them in our district, with a toy for the holidays. The Tiger Toy Drive has been a huge success thanks to our community partners, and at this time we want to show you how the delivery went. Let's check out the video.
We're at the Tiger Toy Drive at Rosa Park, starting it off. Passing out presents to the young pre-K students.
It feels amazing. It makes me so happy to see all these kids getting toys, putting smiles on their faces. They look so excited.
It feels really good to see the joy on these kids' faces when they're getting their gifts, and it just is so warming to the heart.
It's so good to see them smiling over the gifts we wrap. It's good to see how happy they are over the gifts we gave them.
It makes me so happy. I spent so much time wrapping these gifts. It makes me just so warm inside to see them smile as they open their gifts. Student Council is all about community service, giving to the community, seeing smiles on other people's faces.
It means a lot to me to give back to the community that I was raised and born in. It means a lot.
So we truly, truly want to thank our Student Council. They have been pretty much the pioneers and the go-to force for wrapping each and every toy. They pretty much organize everything. And yes, I fed them. They look forward to that. But without them, we wouldn't be able to do it. So they get community service hours, but they really enjoy themselves. And they're going to be recognized in January. So let's clap it up for our Student Council. And you know, we always talk about our amazing community partners with these, you know, I send a call, I send an email, and they just say yes, when, where, we're gonna be there, and I am truly appreciative. So we're gonna recognize these groups here today. First, we're going to bring up the Southwest Dallas County Alumni Chapter of Delta Sigma Theta. Come on up, ladies. They were able to commit to donating toys. Miss Maya is also alumni of Lancaster High School. Gotta throw that in there. And we truly appreciate you, ladies. And we're gonna take a quick photo. And we throw the L up in Lancaster, and it's with your right hand. Maya knows that already. Thank y'all, ladies. And if it got a little cold in here, that's because there's some brothers from Alpha Phi Alpha here, the Gamma Upsilon Lambda chapter Alpha Phi Alpha. If you all could join us on the floor as well. Turn it. Definitely great to see some familiar faces. We truly appreciate your support in Lancaster ISD, guys. We're gonna snap this up, guys, and in Lancaster we throw the L up with our right hand. Board members, will have you all come up and get even. And did we have a representative from the Society of St. Vincent de Paul here? Well, they did donate if you want to accept it on their behalf. Yeah, Lisa told me she wasn't able to make it, but awesome. So the Society of St. Vincent de Paul were gracious donors as well. Thank you so much. course, I had to save the best for last. It's just the way it is, guys. The Upsilon Lambda Omega chapter of Alpha Kappa Alpha Sorority Incorporated. Join us on the floor, please, for your gracious donation during the toy drive. You are out of protocol, Ms. Charles. You gonna jump in? You gonna jump in? Oh. Pinkies up. Miss Clark. In addition to the individuals who are here in person, we do want to also thank the Links Incorporated, Network, DFW AT&T Employee Group, and the countless individuals who purchased gifts using our Amazon wish list. We would also like to thank, of course, our student council and their advisor, Ms. Sean Stinson. So thank you all so much for making this a wonderful, wonderful turnout for our students. And it is a celebration. Bittersweet. Come on down here, Dameon. Dr. Dameon Gray. Tonight, we honor Dr. Dameon Gray as he enters retirement after years of dedicated service to Lancaster ISD since 2019. Dr. Gray has served our district in multiple leadership roles across student services and human resources, consistently supporting our staff, students, and family. Dr. Gray has been a true joy to work with. We will miss his humor, his calm and steady presence, his willingness to be a team player, and most of all, his leadership. His impact on our district will be felt for years to come. Dr. Gray, thank you for your service, your commitment, and the legacy you leave behind. We wish you the very best in your next chapter.
President Hamilton, trustees, Dr. Pereira, the Human Resources Department would like to take a moment to recognize and honor Dr. Gray for his years of dedicated service. He has led the Human Resources Department with wisdom, steadiness, and integrity, always willing to share his knowledge, a good story or two, and experience for the betterment of our team. In moments of challenge, he served as a guiding presence and a steady hand, providing clarity and reassurance. His leadership has left a lasting impact not only on our department, but across the entire district. We are deeply grateful for his contributions, his mentorship, and the legacy of leadership he leaves behind. With that, HR wants to say, go on, Dr. Gray!
Dr. Gray, board president, board members, and Dr. Pereira, a poem for Dr. Gray, a man of integrity. He walks with history in his stride. Truth and dignity is his guide. In every space, through every test, he stands for what's right. He gives his best. He lifts as he climbs, steady and strong. Integrity is where he's always belonged. That's from. You started here in 2019, and we had our first encounter with the turkeys. Everybody knows the turkey story. And then I met his family, and he had a young daughter. And I said, oh. Then I started calling him Abraham, and he knows the story behind that. But Dr. Gray, Dr. Dameon Stephen Abraham Gray, you will truly, truly, truly be missed. And so we in finance have, because of all the McDonald's lunches you have, we have given you a gift card and a Luby's card, and then also the your shoes when we would go to the basketball events. To match your sweater. He has some Pumas that he said that's all he could afford from Amazon. So in your retirement, we wanted you to have these Jordans. We love you, and you will be missed.
And then at this time, Dr. Gray, we are going to call your team up so we can take a group picture. All right. Happy retirement, Dr. Gray. So, board, at this time, if you don't mind, please have a seat at the front. We will have a special holiday performance by our Lancaster Middle School and West Main Elementary students on the piano. We're going to welcome up Mr. Kevin Phillips from Lancaster Middle School, Kobe Dickerson from Lancaster Middle School, and Diego Emilio from West Main Elementary. We're going to invite all three of those young men up with the board so they can have their picture taken. Wonderful, wonderful job. And we're going to ask the directors to jump on in. I know y'all are working. We have Mr. Kevin Hawkins and Mr. Leonard Hayes. Thank you all for all you do. I also want to clap it up for the proud parents in the audience. Thank you for taking out the time to allow your students to come and perform with us tonight. And you guys have a happy holiday, a prosperous new year. And board, that concludes our board acknowledgements. Yes, that concludes our board acknowledgements. Thank you. I got these.
Okay, we had some great entertainment tonight, our awesome students. Okay, we're gonna move on down our agenda. Next is our conservators report, which is the TEA conservator report concerning the roles and responsibilities of trustees. This report will be from October and November. And Dr. Carol Francois, I'll turn it over to you.
Thank you, Board President Hamilton, trustees, and Dr. Pereira. Happy to be here tonight. Happy holiday to everyone. That was a lovely presentation, and those young men did a glorious job. I appreciate hearing those renditions. You do have the October and November reports in your board book. I won't stress over all of the little pieces of them. I do want to talk about a few grows and glows. I'll start with the glows. Something you should be happy about is that right now all of the exit goals and GPMs are on track, all of them. And those that are not on track, they are complete. So that is good news. I'm happy to see that. And obviously, the goal is to continue along that way. It is possible to backslide, and I don't expect that to happen, but just remember having them all on track means you still have to stay focused. I particularly want to point out exit goal number 2, which involves your training. There has been a real struggle over the time that I've been here for the board to complete its board operating procedures. And to your credit, on November 8th, you finalized those board operating procedures, and at the November regular board meeting, you actually voted to accept those updated board operating procedures. So that is definitely something to be proud of. It's been long coming, and boards really need to take care of that business, and I'm glad that you have. Another area that I expect probably in next month's report to be able to give not only on track but complete, but GPM 1, which deals with your ability to plan your board meetings, stay on task, and actually to accomplish those meetings within a reasonable amount of time. Over the last 6 to 8 months, your board meetings have come in under 3 hours, and that is an accomplishment, considering that early on these board meetings have been very, very long, much longer than they should have been. And so credit to, I don't know if former board president Jones is still on, but I want to say to him and to Board President Hamilton, a thank you for looking to those agendas, keeping your fellow trustees focused, and making sure that your community experiences a good professional board meeting. Now, in terms of goals, we've discussed this. The board right now needs to finish the LSG quarterly tracker review. And I know that that was on the agenda to take a look at that this go round. I believe it's been rescheduled to deal with in January, but it is off track. When I say off track, it's off schedule. And so your LSG monthly reports in terms of your time use trackers, those have been consistent. You've done them every month. They've been done well. However, the quarterly trackers have not been completed in the time frame required. So I'm looking forward to January when you have an opportunity to work on that and check that off. On the whole, though, I encourage you to continue the progress that you're making. There are big things ahead of you this coming year, a lot of things that as trustees you will have to focus on. And so I say to you again, keep the focus on your professionalism, keep the focus on the decorum that you've established among yourselves to work well together, and to ensure that we keep all of these exit criteria and GPMs on track and ultimately complete. So that's my report. If there are any questions, I'll be happy to answer.
All right, thank you, Dr. Francois. Any questions, comments from the board? Okay, hearing none, thank you so much. We're going to move on to campus highlights. 8.1 is West Main Elementary School. Dr. Pereira.
Thank you, Madam President. I'm going to call forward Principal Millner to the podium to share that information with our board and our president, our board and our community. I'm sorry. Ms. Millner, the floor is yours when you're ready.
All right. Good evening, Board President Hamilton, board members, Dr. Pereira. Again, I'm DaShonda Millner, principal of West Main Elementary, and I'm excited to be here this evening to go over a couple of highlights of the great things that we have happening at West Main Elementary. Last year at West Main, our focus was on bringing the heat, the belief that when everyone commits to doing just 1 degree better, those small actions add up to meaningful growth. This year, now that we've generated the heat, we are fueling the flame. That means strengthening systems, deepening instructional practices, and sustaining momentum. This slide introduces West Main's leadership team. I serve as the principal, together with Assistant Principal Shamara Roberts, our counselor Jacqueline Rashid, and our school secretary Jamira Alexander. Together we ensure a safe, supportive, and academically focused campus. At the bottom of the slide, you'll see our grade level leaders who support instructional alignment and communication. This slide highlights the educators and staff who serve our students daily. Their collaboration and commitment to students is what sustains our campus culture and our instructional momentum. Enrollment decreased slightly from 600 to 593 students, reflecting overall stability. We are seeing growth in the upper grades. 4th grade increased from 93 to 102 students, and 5th grade from 100 to 109 students. At the same time, pre-K through 3rd grades declined, with the largest shift in 3rd grade from 103 to 76 students. These trends guide staffing, scheduling, and targeted instructional supports. We maintained 38 teachers over both years. Fully certified teachers increased from 30 to 31, while those working towards certification decreased from 8 to 7. This reflects intentional efforts to strengthen instructional quality and capacity. My favorite part of this slide is that middle piece that has that. We don't call it a B, we call it an almost A at West Main. We are working for those 2+ points, so to take us on over into that A range. Our campus work aligns closely with Board Goal 1 by focusing on inclusive supports, academic growth, and strong family and community partnerships. We support all learners through MTSS academic and behavioral systems, special education inclusion, and targeted supports for English learners. Attendance incentives, academic celebrations Our Parent Passport initiative helped motivate students and strengthen family engagement. Weekly PLCs use assessment data to drive instruction. Early literacy and numeracy remain priorities through guided reading, small groups, and foundational skills development. Walkthroughs and coaching cycles aligned to the T-test rubrics support continuous instructional improvement. We prioritize safe and consistent learning environments through clear expectations, proactive behavior supports, and the MTSS system that helps our students feel secure and ready to learn. We are also committed to fiscal responsibility by aligning resources to instructional priorities and enrollment trends, ensuring all spending is student-centered and strategic. Strong partnerships with family and the community support student success. Through our Parent Passport and collaboration with district and community partners, learning extends beyond the classroom. I'd like to thank you for your continued support, and at West Main, we are committed to fueling the flame, sustaining momentum, and strengthening systems to ensure excellence for every child. That's all.
Right. Thank you so much. Any questions, comments from the board? Ms. Morris.
Ms. Millner, thank you so very much for what you do at West Main.
Right. Thank you. Okay, another adjustment to the agenda, 8.2, we will not have this presentation. We'll have it at a future meeting for Lancaster High School. We're going to move on to the superintendent's report, finance. 9.1, October 2025 financial report. Dr. Pereira.
Thank you, Madam President. I'm going to call forward Ms. Dana Shaw Mosley, present that information to our board and our community. Ms. Mosley, the floor is yours when you're ready.
Good afternoon, Board President, board members, and Dr. Pereira. This evening I'm presenting the October 2025 financial reports. A full version of the report is uploaded in Diligent for your viewing. The first slide represents the property tax collected for the month of October 2025, with the net payments to entity being $6,153,030.87. The next slide is the general fund income statement, which represents all the revenues collected for the month of October and the expenditures spent year-to-date for October 2025. The next slide represents the top 10 revenue drivers for the district for the general operating fund, with the top 2 drivers being the taxes collected and then the formula foundation funds that we received from TEA, excuse me. The next slide represents the top 10 expenditures, with the top being instruction and the second top driver being plant and maintenance and operations. The next slide is the income statement for child nutrition. The top represents the revenues we received from the claims for serving the students, and the bottom represents majority of the expenditures are to our third-party vendor that serve our students the meals. The next slide is debt service, and this is where we collect all our revenues for the interest and sinking to pay our bond funds from the taxes, and then the expenditures are where we pay our bond payments, and we haven't paid any this fiscal year. We pay them normally in August and February. And then as a note, the district has saved its taxpayers $27.39 million by doing prepayments and refinancing bonds since 2021. In addition to that, in February 2025, we saved an additional $5.5 million by refunding bonds. The next slide represents the investment portfolio reconciliation. We have 2 pools, Lone Star and Tex pools. We have a general fund account, debt service, capital projects, and child nutrition. Thank you. Any questions?
Okay, thank you. Any questions or comments from the dais? Okay, hearing none. Thank you so much. Okay, we have another adjustment to the agenda, 9.2, which is the delinquent tax roll analysis report. This will be placed on the January regular board meeting agenda. We're going to move on to 9.3, student attendance report. Dr. Pereira.
Thank you, Madam President. I'm going to call forward Dr. Jackson to present that information to our board and our community. Dr. Jackson, the floor is yours, sir, when you're ready.
Thank you. Greetings, President Hamilton, distinguished board members, Superintendent Dr. Pereira. Today, I would like to present to you the student attendance report for the first semester. As you can see, everything is filled with green, which shows growth. However, there's a spiritual connection with this particular color. You see, green represents two words, growth and renewal. Green represents new beginnings, rebirth, and continuous growth. Spiritually, it's associated with personal development, moving on from past experience, and moving into a new season of life. You see, in the Student Services Department, we have renewed our monitoring systems. We've renewed our home visiting procedures. We've improved our Tier 1 instruction. One student even spoke when asked about one of their classes, stated it's an experience. That's powerful. We've renewed our way of ensuring that our families have everything that they need and all obstacles are removed. We're just in a new season, going into the second half of the school year, and we're excited about the new year, 2026. Thank you.
Great. Thank you, Dr. Jackson. Any comments, questions from the board? Ms. Morris?
Thank you so much for what you do on our campus and for our children, especially ensuring that they get to school and keeping them, number one, safe in our schools. Thank you.
Thank you. And that's a total collaborative effort, and principals included, and the whole Student Service Department. Thank you.
Thank you.
Right. Thank you so much. Okay, now we'll move on to maintenance and operations. 9.4, the operations update. Dr. Pereira.
Thank you, Madam President. I'm going to call forward Dr. Kimbrough to the podium to present that information to our board and our community. Dr. Kimbrough, the floor is yours whenever you're ready, sir.
Good evening, President Hamilton, distinguished Board of Trustees, and Superintendent of Schools, Dr. Pereira. I bring our December operation report. First thing I want to start off with is a good report on the stadium elevator. As you all know, the stadium elevator been down since February. All the repairs have been made. I do want to tell you that the elevator was a complete loss. All the parts had to be replaced, as you can see on the top two pictures, and anything electronically that ran that elevator was destroyed. So if you look at that box on the wall, all the internal, the motherboard, everything had to be replaced, and just waiting on those parts, and also going through troubleshooting it, replacing the motor. We replaced some, and then they found out it's even more damage. So it is up and working now. It did pass inspection, and they have turned it back over to us as of last month, and it's been working pretty good since then. So I do want to report it is finally complete. I know everybody was tired of those steps. So let's keep it working. Yeah, so also we are being proactive. We know the weather's changing. We're moving into the winter season. So we have had our roofers out. We do know that we have some old roofs that probably in the future need to be replaced, but we are being proactive in getting those serviced. So we have the roofers out. Once we identify a leak or some of our problem areas, we are getting them out as quickly as possible. And it does save us money on replacing tile. And so we are being proactive in getting out to the roofs. Just some Christmas breaks. We will work through the Christmas break. Most of our employees work. Our main thing is HVAC service and repairs. We keep a close eye on our HVACs. We watch them at night and in the morning. We don't want our staff and scholars walking into a cold building or a cold classroom. Also, plumbing. We do have some plumbing issues on that belt line that we will try to repair over the Christmas break as well. And we're also looking at carpet replacement. We're doing half of the SEEK and some other areas, and then we will come back and do the other half of the SEEK on those places where we really see that carpet needs to be replaced. We do have some spot painting that we need to take care of. Also, always deep cleaning all our facilities, getting ready for 2026, and also in completing our general maintenance requests that we have that we need to catch up on. We will be working throughout the Christmas break. So that is my report.
Great, thank you. Any questions, comments? Ms. Morris?
Thank you very much. I want to thank you so much for making sure our buildings are up to date, and thank God for that elevator. And so for all you do under the administration of Dr. Pereira and the staff that assists you, thank you.
Great, thank you so much. At this time, we'll move on to the adoption of the consent agenda. 10.1, approval of the following minutes: November 12th, 2025, work session. 2, November 20th, 2025, regular board meeting. 10.2, consideration of approval for the acceptance of the RFQ for architectural services for the Weebo Health Clinic. 10.3, consideration of approval of the targeted improvement plans for Lancaster Middle School and Pleasant Run Elementary as requested by the Texas Education Agency. 10.4, consideration of approval of the Blueprint $25,000 donation for Move This World curriculum. 10.5, consider of approval for the acceptance of support, social, and emotional learning therapy dog Rue. Okay, board, this is the consent agenda. Is there a motion?
Madam President,
Ms. Cortez?
I'd like to make a motion that we approve 10.1, approval of the following minutes for BE Legal and Local on 1 November 12th, 2025 in our work session. Number 2, November 20th, 2025 in the regular board meeting.
Okay. Miss, do you mind if I do a friendly amendment to your motion? If you just do a motion to approve the consent agenda as presented.
So move.
Okay, I appreciate that. Have a second by Mr. Cluis. Have a first by Ms. Cortez, a second by Mr. Cluis to approve the consent agenda as presented. At this time, board, if you all please vote from your devices.
Madam President, in regards to the approval of the consent agenda as presented, motion made by Trustee Cortez, seconded by Trustee Cluis. Motion carried unanimously.
Okay, thank you so much, Ms. Allen. Okay, we'll now move on to the action items. Human Resources. 11.1 is board action to approve the adoption of the revision to TASB Policy Update 126. This is long, I'm sorry, you all. The TASB Update Policy 126 recommends considering and adopting revisions to the following local policies: BE, BED, CJ, CJA, CLE, CQB, CQD, CV, DBD, DEC, DFBB, DGBA, DH, EEP, EFA, EHBAF, EIA, FA, FEF, FFAC, FFB, FFF, FNG Student, Welfare, FNG, GF, GKA. Okay, Dr. Pereira.
Thank you, Madam President. It's quite alphabet soup there, but we'll call Dr. Gray up to do one of his last duties as. Dr. Gray, the floor is yours, sir, when you're ready.
Thank you, Dr. Pereira. Board President, Superintendent, Board of Trustees, good evening. What I wanted to do was cover some questions. We had gone over this within the work session, but there were some questions that were asked. And for BE Local, BE Local dealt with board meetings, and so I was going to let Mr. O'Hanlon answer that question. The question was about the rationale for changing from 6 calendar day to a 10 calendar day.
The rationale was to match a change in state law. The legislature changed the publication schedule for board meetings from 72 hours, which is 3 days exactly, to 3 working days prior to the meeting, which ends up being 5, the way that you have to count it. So in order to create a time period before the submission of the agenda, the change was to 10 days before the meeting, which gives you, with respect to the posting, about 5 days prior to the posting. So it keeps the time relative to the posting about the same, but it had to incorporate the change in state law.
Also, there was a question that was posed. It asked about CQD local, technology, and AI. And basically, this policy delegates the superintendent, the board designates the superintendent the authority to determine the AI program within a district. I have to say the AI has been turned off for the district, so voting on the policy wouldn't affect that fact that it's been turned off. Also, go ahead. Oh, turned off for our students. AI for our students have been turned off. Okay. Also, I wanted to cover EIA. EIA addresses academic dishonesty. The question came from there. And a student found to have engaged in academic dishonesty shall be subject to grade penalties, assignments or tests, and disciplinary penalties in accordance with the Student Code of Conduct. Academic dishonesty includes cheating, copying the work of another student, plagiarism, the use of AI to complete an assignment or in part, or unless approved by the classroom teacher. So AI has been turned off for students. So that's the answer to that question. And there are some questions about CJ Local, which is contracted services, CH Local, purchasing and acquisitions, CV Locals, which deals with facilities, construction, and the question dealt about DEI, what effect would that have? And so SB 12 states, it says, nothing in this section may be construed to limit or prohibit a school district from contracting with historically underutilized businesses or businesses owned by members of a minority group or by women in accordance with applicable law. So there's no conflict with those policies.
In fact, there's a state law that requires you to do that. So there was a bunch of falderall about that, whether that was going to be a problem. It's not.
Okay. And another question was asked. This policy we didn't cover, but the question was asked about BDAA, and the question was about making changes there and making, how much would it cost for TASB to make a change? I've put a call in to TASB. They haven't answered that question yet, so as soon as I get that, I'll have that question answered. And so tonight, I'm seeking your approval for the adoption of the revisions to TASB Policy Update 126.
Okay. Thank you, Dr. Gray. Any questions or comments from the dais? Okay, hearing none, this is an action item. Is there a motion? Okay. Have a motion by Mr. Cluis. Is there a second?
Second.
Okay. Have a motion by Mr. Cluis for the adoption of the revision to TASB Policy Update 126 Local. Have a second by Ms. Morris. If you all would please vote from your devices.
Madam President, in regards to the approval for the adoption of revisions to TASB Policy Update 126, local policies as recommended by the Texas Association of School Boards, of course, as presented, motion carried unanimously. Motion was made by Trustee Cluis, seconded by Secretary Morris. Again, motion carried unanimously.
Okay. Thank you so much.
Board President?
Yes.
If I may ask, I think 3.1, we had some information that I shared with you about one of the employees. Would we like to proceed with that?
Yeah, he'll take care of that. Yeah, the board doesn't take any action at this time.
I recommend that you actually, on that one employee that we discussed in close, that you propose a termination.
Okay. He was going to do it. Okay, Dr. Gray. We'll come back to it, okay?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. We'll move on to 11.2, discussion and board action to approve the resolution of the Lancaster Independent School District designation additional non-business days for purposes of the Texas Public Information Act. Dr. Pereira.
Thank you, Madam President. I'm going to call forward Ms. Sonia Brown and again Dr. Gray to present that information to our board and our community. The floor is yours, sir.
Up Board President, Superintendent, Board of Trustees, good evening. Up to present will be Ms. Sonia Brown.
Good evening, Madam President, esteemed trustees, and Superintendent Dr. Pereira. I am Sonia Brown, Government Affairs Coordinator. This item is before you tonight for consideration of a resolution designating 6 additional non-business days for the Lancaster Independent School District for the purposes of the Texas Information Act.
Without any further investigation, if you want, there's enough just in one.
As a governmental body, Lancaster ISD is subject to the Texas Public Information Act, which also establishes statutory timelines for responding to requests for public information. Texas law also recognizes that there are periods during the school year when district offices may be closed or operating with limited staffing and access to records. For that reason, the Texas Government Code, Section 552.0031, allows governmental entities, including school districts, to designate up to 10 additional non-business days each calendar year that are excluded from the calculation of response deadlines. The purpose of this resolution is to formally adopt those additional non-business days through board action. Doing so provides clarity, consistency, and transparency in how the district calculates open records timelines. It also ensures that our practices are aligned with state law and guidance from the Office of the Texas Attorney General. From an operational standpoint, this designation supports accurate and lawful compliance with the Public Information Act during periods when administrative offices are closed or when staffing levels are reduced. By clearly identifying these days in advance and maintaining an official Public Information Act calendar, the district is better positioned to manage requests efficiently while protecting the integrity of its records management process. It is important to note that this action has no financial impact on the district. Ms. Mosley, no financial impact on the district? The resolution does not require the expenditure of funds and will be implemented within the existing administrative resources. Administration is recommending the approval of this resolution designating December 19th, 22nd, 23rd, 29th, 30th, and 31st as non-business days. This will ensure the district has a clear board-approved framework for calculating public information requests, deadlines to support consistent, defensible records management practices. And if this does pass, these will go into effect immediately, and I would be able to update our next request portal tonight to make sure that all open records requests that we have received are in compliance with that. So thank you for your continued service to the Lancaster Independent School District and for your attention to this item. I stand happy to answer any questions you may have.
Okay, thank you. Any questions or comments from the dais? Okay, hearing.
Madam President, I would like to say to Attorney O'Hanlon, you have an excellent employee in Tanya. She's been a tremendous help for me during this process, so please give her my regards. Thank you.
I will do so.
All right, thank you so much. Board, this is an action item. Is there a motion? I'll make the motion that we approve the resolution of the Lancaster Independent School District designating additional non-business days for purposes of the Texas Public Information Act. Is there a second?
Second.
Have a second by Ms. Morris, first by President Hamilton, to approve the resolution of the Lancaster Independent School District designating additional non-business days for purposes of Texas Public Information Act. Board, if you'll please vote from your devices.
Madam President, in regards to the approval that's associated with the resolution of the Lancaster Independent School District designating additional non-business days for purposes of the Texas Public Information Act. Motion carried unanimously.
Okay, thank you, Ms. Allen. Okay, Board, we're going to go back. There was some action that was needed to be taken from our closed session discussion with the superintendent and administration. I'd like to make a motion to propose termination of Keelan Walker as recommended by administration. Is there a second?
Second.
Have a second by Mrs. Cortez. Motion made by President Hamilton, second by Ms. Cortez. If you all would please do a voice vote. Ms. Allen, would you like that, or can you get it together that fast?
Give me 1 second, please.
Okay. If not, we're happy to do it by voice.
Madam President, you can check your devices.
Okay, thank you.
Madam President, I believe that did you make the motion in regards to the termination?
Yes.
And then it was seconded by
Ms. Cortez.
Ms. Cortez. Okay, now please go ahead. Okay. Trustee Cluis, whenever you're ready.
I'll give you a voice vote, Ms. Allen. I don't see anything here.
Okay. In regards to the termination of Walker, motion made by President Mayor Hamilton, seconded by Janae Cortez. Trustee Janae Cortez, motion carried unanimously.
All right, thank you so much. Okay, we've come to board matters. Thank you. So we will skip 12.1 since we did not do this activity. I'll move on to the reminders. TASB 41st Annual Conference, Irving, Texas, February 18th through 22nd of 2026. TASB Governance Camp, Galveston, Texas, March 4th through 7th, 2026. TCBS BM 2026 Education Summit, April 15th through 18th, 2026. And also, I'd like to remind you all, there is a survey in your email box that needs to be completed by tomorrow pertaining to the joint meeting that we had with the City of Lancaster. If you all would please make sure you complete that so we can stay on track with that deadline. And at this point, we've come to adjournment. Is there a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
Okay, have a motion to adjourn. The time is 8:18. I'd like to thank you all for coming out tonight. Happy holidays and enjoy your time off. See you next year.